So, good morning, everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the most important theorem in the matrix theory related to eigenvalues, eigenvector, that is Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So, let us begin with the statements. This is joint work of the Cayley and Hamilton. The statement is that every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equations. That means if phi of lambda is characteristic equations, then phi of a characteristic equation of matrix A, then phi of A has to be 0. So let me state the statement here. Every square matrix satisfies its characteristic equation, its characteristic equations. That is, if determinant A minus lambda I will be expanded like this, since it is of order n, so highest power of lambda will be n, a naught lambda raised to n plus a1 lambda raised to n minus 1, a2 lambda raised to n minus 2, and so on. The last term will be what? It will be an, and the previous term is an minus 1 lambda. So this will be the characteristic equation. If this is the characteristic equation of a square matrix of order n, then it satisfies this. Means what? A naught is constant. You just do the power of a n times. A raised to n means a is multiplied n times. A1 a to the power n minus 1, a2 a to the power n minus 2. Now these are the matrix entries. So last here it is actually lambda raised to 0. A raised to 0 means we have to write identity matrix, because we are going to add all the identity matrix, and this is going to equal to 0 matrix of order n by n, because all these are all the calculations. So if this is characteristic equation of that given matrix, then it has to satisfy this. So we'll first prove this and then have example how it satisfies. Here in the proof, it involves cofactor, minor, all those things. Adjoint of the matrix is adjoint of matrix. You know how to calculate adjoints of matrix. Adjoint of any matrix is, if A is a square matrix, what is adjoint of matrix? It is just transpose of cofactor of the matrix. What is cofactor of matrix? Minus 1 to the power I plus j entry is multiplied to each entry of this minor of the matrix. And minor of matrix means what? The minor of each element is calculated. What do you mean by minor of each element? Suppose first entry is there, a11 entry is there, so delete the row and column in which that a11 belongs, and write the remaining n minus 1 order determinant value. That will be the minor of a11, which is called minor of order 1. That we are discussing in the previous lecture. So the adjoint concept is involved here. So let me take matrix first. Let a equal to a11, a12, a13, and so on, a1n. First row, a21, a22, a23, and a2n, and so on. The last row, nth row first entry, nth row second entry, nth row third entry, and nth row nth entry. So be given square matrix, be given n cross n matrix, of which characteristic equation is given by, okay, I have to mention the characteristic equations, and its characteristic equation is determinant a minus lambda I equal to, okay, we suppose that characteristic equation given in the statement, a naught lambda raised to n plus a1 lambda raised to n minus 1, and so on, a n I. This is its characteristic equations, and we have to show that it satisfies. So don't put here a direct. We'll say that a minus a will be 0. We are not going to prove in this way. It is not the proof like that. Okay. So let us begin with proof. So what is in fact a minus lambda I matrix? I will write. So a minus lambda I matrix is a11 minus lambda, a12, and a1n. A21, A22 minus lambda. Just subtract lambda from the diagonal A to n. And last row AN1, AN2, ANN minus lambda. So this is the matrix A minus lambda I. Now you just observe that when you calculate the adjoint of this matrix, you require to calculate the minor of this entry first, minor of this entry, minor of this entry, and minor of all these n square entries. There are total n into n, that is n square entries. Minor of each entry. Then you write the minor of that matrix. Then each entry is multiplied by minus 1 to the power I plus j. Suppose 2, 3 positions, so that means minus 1 to the power 2 plus 3, like this in the minor. Mij. This is your minor matrix. And what is the cofactor? Cofactor is just transpose of this minor. That sorry, adjoint. What is adjoint of matrix? How you calculate adjoint of matrix? The transpose of cofactor. This is actually cofactor. This is cofactor. Whatever minor matrix you are written, this is cofactor, and adjoint of matrix is just C transpose. So you have to just observations. We can see that the minor of this, other minor, if you calculate the minor of this, it will be the determinant of order n minus 1, n minus 1. So what is the highest possible degree of that layer lambda? Its highest possible degree of lambda is n minus 1. That is our observation. So we can see that, I write here, we can see that the elements of A minus lambda I are at first, we can see except diagonal element have degree 0, lambda have degree 0, but in diagonal lambda is of degree 1. So at most, just as a degree at the most 1. So see, these are the n diagonals. First diagonal lambda has degree 1, but other places there is no lambda, means lambda degree 0. So we have seen that the elements, we say the elements of A minus lambda are at most degree 1. But which degree? Are at most of first degree of variable lambda, in the variable lambda, at most of first degree or degree 1. Okay, I will say degree 1 in the lambda. So highest possible of degree of this matrix, if you see in the lambda, it is 1. So this is observation. And the cofactor of, we are not going to write adjoint matrix, we are just mentioning the cofactor of what? Each entry, if you calculate the cofactor of A minus lambda, if you calculate cofactor of this matrix, are just polynomials, in lambda of degree at most n minus 1. Okay, I will explain you how. Suppose you want to calculate the minor of this entry. Suppose you want to calculate minor of this entry. Suppose you want to calculate minor of this entry. So that means you are going to delete this row and column and write remaining determinant. So in that, lambda is n minus 1 times is involved. That means it has at most degree n minus 1. So if you see each entry have degree at most n minus 1. Highest degree possible. Each entry is of highest degree. It may be less than n minus 1, but highest degree of that each minor entry is 1, and that minor entry is multiplied by minus 1 to the power I plus j. That means cofactor. So I'm just telling the cofactor. If you calculate cofactor matrix of this A minus lambda I, you see that each entry is just polynomial in lambda. Each entry is just polynomial in lambda with at most degree is n minus 1. So this is the important observation of this. Therefore, the adjoint of A minus lambda I can be written as matrix polynomial, as follows. So I am writing adjoint of A minus lambda. Adjoint of A minus lambda is what? The cofactor of transpose of cofactor. So okay, we're assuming that it has utmost degree n minus 1, so it has coefficient matrix B naught, then B1 lambda raised to n minus 2, and so on. The last entry I can say it is B minus 1. I can call this as equation 1. The characteristic equations I can call it as it has equation 1 and this has equation 2, because I'm going to apply this further. So how I have written, just I have to explain this by example. You may be understood why matrix are written. Okay, this is multiplied by the identity matrix. Huh? Okay. This is multiplied by 1. Bn minus 1 is just matrix. So let me take one example. A11, A12, A13. 3 by 3 will take A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, and A33. So what is A minus lambda I? A minus lambda I is A11 minus lambda, A12, A13, A21, A22 minus lambda, A23, A31, A32, A33 minus lambda. Okay. So this is the characteristic matrix of given matrix A. So I have to write first minor of this matrix. I have tried minor of this matrix. So what is minor of this matrix? Okay, you need to calculate a lot here. The determinant of this minor of this matrix, determinant of this, and just you just observe that what is the determinant of this? A22 minus lambda, A23, and A32, A33 minus lambda. So this is what is degree of this lambda? Here degree of this lambda is 2. So lambda square has some coefficients. So you get here equations like this: A0 lambda square plus A1 lambda plus A2, like this. Here also we'll get something. So lambda, when you take lambda square common, lambda common, and this the constant matrix is remains same. So you'll get coefficient as here also you'll get some lambda square coefficient. Here also you'll get lambda square coefficient. Yeah, okay, I mentioned start there. Here you'll also get lambda square coefficient. Here also lambda square coefficient. So lambda square is taken common, and what is remaining? Its remaining is 3 by 3 matrix. It is denoted by B naught. Similarly, lambda is taken common and the remaining matrix denoted by B1. So this B naught, B1 and Bn minus 1 are what? They are the matrix of order n. That's why I want to tell you here by this example. They are the matrix of order n. Did you get, are you getting this? Since while calculating the adjoint of matrix, you are calculating cofactor, and while calculating, you are calculating the minor. So each minor, you can see that it is polynomial of at most degree n minus 1 in the variable lambda. So when you express that, you will get matrix whose entries are polynomials of at most degree n. So why not to collect coefficient as a matrix and lambda's power? So lambda raised to n minus 1 taken common and remaining n by n is multiplied. So that is called matrix polynomial. I have mentioned there the adjoint of this matrix is written as the matrix polynomial. The adjoint of this is written as the matrix polynomial. Now, from the adjoint theory, we are going to apply. We know that the matrix into its adjoint is just determinant of identity matrix. Determinant into identity matrix. So I should mention here where B naught, B1, and Bn minus 1 are n by n order matrix, or n by n order matrix, or n by n order matrix. We know that what we know, the matrix multiplied to its adjoint. Okay, matrix multiplied to its adjoint is always the determinant of A times identity. This is always determinant A times identity. So here we can apply this for matrix A minus lambda I. So what I can write here, matrix is A minus lambda I, and it is multiplied to adjoint of A minus lambda I, and which is nothing but determinant of I, determinant A times I. So we have to simplify this, not just determinant. Determinant of what mistake I made here? What I should write here? Whatever matrix you are going to write, the same matrix determinant we have to write. So what is matrix? This is the matrix. The matrix into its adjoint is its determinant times this. So this from characteristic equations we can write this. So okay, a multiplied by adjoint of a minus lambda I minus lambda I is multiplied to adjoint of a minus lambda I. And here we know that what is determinant of a minus lambda? It is a naught lambda raised to n plus a1 lambda raised to n minus 1. This is multiply identity matrix. Okay, I will take I separate and so on an and I is multiplied. Okay. Because that determinant a minus lambda is the characteristic function and we know the characteristic equations. Okay. What next then? We have to put the value of this. So a multiplied to what is value of this from equation 2? The value of this is b naught lambda raised to n minus 1, b1 lambda raised to n minus 2 and so on bn minus 1 minus lambda times I, again b naught lambda raised to n minus 1, b1 lambda raised to n minus 2 and so on bn minus 1. And what is the right hand side? It is a naught lambda raised to n times identity matrix plus a1 lambda raised to n minus 1 times identity matrix and so on an times identity matrix. Now right hand side we have to simplify and we have to compare the coefficients of both sides. We are comparing the coefficients of both sides. So after simplification, okay, you multiply by a naught. You multiply by this a to this, a b naught lambda raised to n minus 1 plus a b1 lambda raised to n minus 2 and so on a bn minus 1 into constant. Okay, minus lambda raised to n. Okay, b naught is there. Identity matrix into b naught is b dot plus identity matrix into b1 is b1, b1 lambda raised to n minus 1 and so on bn minus 1 lambda, and this is going to equal to the same thing. This same thing here I'm going to write. So what you get on the left hand side? Okay, you collect the coefficients of lambda raised to n. Lambda raised to n has coefficient this. What is coefficient of lambda raised to n minus 1? I should write b naught here, b1 here. What is the coefficient of this? Its coefficient is a b naught plus b1 lambda raised to n minus 1. What is the coefficient of lambda raised to n minus 2? Here it is ab1 and here it is b2 and this is multiplied is n minus 2 and so on. The constant coefficient is abn minus 1 minus, okay, this minus is outside, abn minus 1 minus bn minus 1 and this is equal to what? This is equal to what? A naught I lambda raised to n, a1 I lambda raised to n minus 1, a2 I lambda raised to n minus 2 and so on an I. That's it. Now these two matrix polynomials are equal if and only if the corresponding coefficient match. So on comparing both sides, what you get? I have to show equations with you. Okay, this here is the coefficient of lambda raised to n, so their coefficient has to be equal. So what you get? Minus b naught has to equal to a naught I. This is the first. The next, here I should write minus. Here I should write minus because minus sign is there. A b naught minus b1 is equal to a1 I. What next? And continuing this, what is the last term? A last term काय या ठिकाणी? हे बघा. This is the last term abn minus 1. abn minus 1 minus bn minus काय असणार त्या ठिकाणी आता? ही nth टर्म आहे पण इकडे ही टर्म नाही आहे ऍक्च्युअली. ही टर्म या ठिकाणी नाही. आपण पाहू शकतो ही लॅम्बडाचं कोएफिशिएंट आहे आणि आपण कॉन्स्टंट लिहितोय. सो वी मेड मिस्टेक हियर. याच्या अगोदरची टर्म आपण लिहू शकतो. याच्या अगोदरची टर्म काय असेल इथं vn minus 2 आणि हा लॅमडा असेल आणि लास्ट टर्म काय असेल ABN-1. दिस इज द लास्ट टर्म. दिस इज द लॅमडा टर्म. दिस इज कॉन्स्टंट टर्म. याच्या आधी लॅमडा टर्म काय असेल ABN-2 लॅमडा. याप्रमाणे दिस टर्म मायनस दिस. ओके, so I'll write that term also. Instead of this ABN-2 I should write ABN-2. This is going to equal to who? What is the term before this? What is the term before this? Ni. The term before this is N-1I, and we are comparing the coefficients, so lambda is multiplied here. Okay, N-1I, and the last term is ABN-1, last constant term. This is equal to ANI. So now for here, what coefficients we need here? आता इथं coefficients काय पाहिजे आपल्याला? A ऐवजी इथं a raised to n पाहिजे, इथं a पाहिजे, a raised to n-1. So you multiply this by a raised to n both side. You multiply this by a raised to n-1, and so on. You multiply this by a, and a raised to 0 means multiply by I, and then add all those things. After multiplying, add all those things. So I'll just write here. So first equation is multiplied by a raised to n, so minus b naught a raised to n. Second equation is multiplied by a raised to n-1. So here you get a raised to n b naught minus b1. Okay, you are multiplying, either you multiply by post or pre, so you decide it. So you have to multiply by pre-multiplying, on pre-multiplying by, on pre-multiplying by a, because a is written to this side, so pre-multiplying by each equations a raised to n-1, a and I respectively to each equation in the side किंवा above म्हणत आलं, each equation of star, each equation star, and adding all, and that will conclude your Cayley-Hamilton theorem here. So I am multiplying by a raised to n. Okay, I will write both side here to compare here. So this thing is multiplied by a raised to n from the front. So what you get? A raised to n b naught, minus sign is there. And what is the right hand side? A naught a raised to n, identity into that. So what next term? A raised to n-1 is multiplied. So this is plus a into a raised to n-1. This a into a raised to n-1, what you get? A raised to n, law of indices. A raised to n b naught minus a raised to n-1 b1, and other side is a1 a raised to n-1, and here we are going to multiply by a. Here you are going to multiply by a, so your a into a is a square bn-2 minus a bn-1, and lastly you are multiplying by a identity matrix. So here you get an-1a plus an identity. So you can see that these two terms are same. These terms cancel with the next. This will cancel with previous, and this will cancel with this, plus minus alternate sign. So that means right hand side is that left hand side is 0. These are all the terms pairwise appears and have opposite signs. So here you get 0 matrix. Your cancelling means you get 0 matrix. So in this way, a naught a raised to n plus a1 a raised to n-1, and so on, a and I is become 0 matrix. That is a satisfies 1. That is every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equations, and this theorem is used, this result is used to compute the inverse of the matrix. How one can use it? Is just simple things. We have just simple observations in terms of minor and adjoint. we have to see that adjoint matrix is just the polynomial of each entry is a polynomial of polynomial in lambda of utmost degree n minus 1. That things, this statement is important. Assuming of this adjoint is important here. And use the formula for matrix into its adjoint is determinant of that matrix into identity matrix. And we are going to comparing both sides, comparing the coefficients, and on that coefficients we are multiplied by a raised to n, because we want the a naught coefficient as a raised to n, a1 coefficient as a raised to n minus 1, and an minus 1 coefficient as a, and an coefficient of a, n coefficient as identity matrix. So likewise we are multiplying. Now, if A is invertible matrix, you might have seen the methods to compute inverse of matrix by elementary operations, adjoint method, and this is another method. But the thing is that the matrix should be invertible. Determinant of that matrix has to be non-zero. Then and then this can be applied. So I will write remark of this. If A is non-singular, if A is non-singular, how to calculate inverse that I am going to mention here. If A is non-singular matrix, if A is non-singular matrix, then on multiplying a naught a raised to n plus a1 a raised to n minus 1 and so on, an minus 1a and an I by a inverse. On multiplying by a inverse, what you get? A naught a inverse into a raised to n, a1 a inverse into a raised to n minus 1, an minus 1 a inverse into a, and an identity multiplied by a inverse. This is going to equal to 0, 0 into a inverse, in fact. Okay, so what you get? A naught a raised to n, a1 a raised to n minus, sorry, the n minus 1 in here you get n minus 1, here you get n minus 2, because minus 1 law of indices minus 1 plus n, it is n minus 1, minus 1 n minus 1, it is n minus 2, and so on. What is a inverse into a? It is identity matrix. Next, an a inverse. Now a inverse is computed from this. So how you get a inverse here? A inverse is minus 1 upon an, minus 1 upon an. This is going to equal to a naught a raised to n minus 1 plus a1 a raised to n minus 2 and so on, an minus 1 I. So this is just simple calculation, gives the inverse of that matrix. So mark your attendance. We are going to apply this to solve the following example. You will have example in the next lecture, but till then you can mark your attendance. Attendance marker. The proof is beyond the scope of the syllabus. What major steps involved in the proof of Cayley-Hamilton theorem? You are applying the adjoint method. If A is a matrix, then find minor matrix. Once you find minor matrix, then cofactor. And adjoint of that matrix is the transpose of cofactor. And we have observed that in the adjoint matrix, each entry is in terms of polynomials of lambda of utmost degree n minus 1. That means we are assuming the matrix polynomial for this adjoint matrix A, and on comparing both sides, you have verified that the Cayley-Hamilton theorem of it. It's simple theorem that we can do.